Hey guys, so I decided to take a 6-month challenge, and within the 6-month challenge, I had 5 goals I gave myself. One was to improve my fitness, image and self care, education, social media, and hobbies. Not in that order, but either way, it is 5 goals. Within my one goal, this video is going to be about my education portion. I only have one thing under my education, and that is to learn a new language. I picked Korean. Within my education, I had many different things I was going to try to do and things I have tried and succeeded in completing. But overall, I definitely need to keep improving because it's just a never-ending study session. It's not something I will be able to master in 6 months, but I still want to improve today better than yesterday. The first thing I did was an app. I downloaded an app on my phone, Umi. It was called, I think that's how you pronounce it, Umi app. And what it does is it will take scenes from actual shows or movies using a certain phrase, a certain word. And within that, I can listen to different accents, different genders, different situations using a similar vocabulary word. So it's a daily goal you're supposed to do, and within one vocabulary, it will tell you how to pronounce it, what it means, and then it will show you different scenes that it was used in. I actually like the app a lot, to the point where after the trial, I actually paid for 6 months to use it. It wasn't super expensive, but it also wasn't free. And because this is a 6-month challenge, I thought it was a good idea, which it is. The very first week to 2 weeks, I was very motivated. I completed what I needed to do. But, habits. I didn't build a good habit and I stopped using it. During this time, started going to Saturday classes.
I'm the first one in class. Hopefully I'm not the only one in class. Okay, day 1. We are accomplishing our first goal, learning Korean. I have bad eyesight and ADHD, so I'm gonna sit in the front. If I sit in the back, I won't know anything. I'm going to sit over here. Yeah, right in front of the teacher. I don't really want her to call me, but at the same time, I get a nice place for my bag. I get a corner so I don't feel like I'm taking too much space. And I only have one person next to me.
So with Eagle or Maya, would that be wrong? Or should I use that instead? Eagle or Maya, is the ending correct? Eagle or Maya, Eagle check in Maya?
이체요. Then 이거 얼마예요?
No.
Then in this case, the second meaning is used.
Okay.
이 물은 얼마예요? How much is the water?
Okay. Thank you.
Can you read the sentence?
도로에 있는 장애물에 걸어서 차가 멈췄어요.
그죠? 도로에 있는 장애물에 걸려서 차가 멈췄어요.
By the way, this is where I'm taking it. It's Global Language Institute. They do, but I'm going. Okay, the first day of class did pretty well. I think so. 2 hours until our train home. Let's go. I'm excited to go and I'm hungry.
I really enjoyed the idea of going into class. I haven't been in a classroom as a student since 2019. And hey, it was really cool. I was really hoping to make friends, but I was willing to do it and I did consistently do it. We did this for 2 months. And I started on level 2, not level 0 or 1. I did start on level 2. And I thought level 2 was pretty good for me. Of course, I had to study more to keep up, but it wasn't bad. And I got to study at my job library. I got to study at cafes and then going to a 2-hour class session, which only cost $1. So 2 hours for $1, and the textbook that I used for 2 months was $5. So yes, I really did go for the affordability, but if you start adding the public transportation and stuff like that, and then eating while you're there, it does add up. But I was also hoping to make friends. Didn't really work out that way, but it was a good experience. Even though it's not open to the public anymore, it was still a good chance for me to see where my level was and see how I liked a class environment. I also need to start with something else that I already purchased, which is called Pimsleur. I think I'm going to probably do a language challenge in the future to do Pimsleur every single day, but the purpose of Pimsleur is to do 30 minutes of the language every single day. I have Pimsleur. I had a program called Audible, and I was paying for a subscription, and every time you get every month when you pay for a subscription, it gives you like 1 point or something. And at one point I forgot that I was paying for Audible, so I ended up with a lot of points, and with those points I just paid for Pimsleur like a year to 2 years ago and never used it. So I think in the future I am going to try to just do like a Pimsleur challenge to see how many days I can go without stopping. And that will be part of my future language goals.
Silently think of the answer to the question asked. You need to speak the answer out loud to set up a circuit of the language you are learning to speak so that it is heard and identified through your ears to help establish the sounds of the target language. Do this prior to hearing the confirmation, which is provided as reinforcement, as well as for additional speech training. Do all of the required activities according to the instructions, without reference to any outside persons, book, or course. Do not have a paper and pen nearby during the lessons, and do not refer to dictionaries or other books. The Pimsleur method works with the language learning portion of your brain, requiring language to be processed in its spoken form. Not only will you interrupt the learning process if you attempt to write the words that you hear, but you will also begin to speak the target language with an American accent.
Originally, this was not a voiceover, but my microphone actually cut off while recording this. So I'm going to have my past me do a little fuzzy outro.
We're phase one. We're not perfect at the language. We're not the best, but I think we're doing pretty good. Not really worried about it. I do need to cut back into it, and we're doing good so far. So I didn't want to make this a very long video because it's just about one of the 5 categories, and it's just an update on where we are, how we're doing. And if you're also doing education or language in your journey, tell me what kind of education, what kind of language, like what are you learning? So I'm gonna go learn how to live, lose your ways, love yourself. Bye.